Hey, Gemini, intuitive soul coach here with your July 2023 bonus reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. These are general readings, so please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you are interested in a personal reading or entering into the free monthly reading giveaway, you can find both of those links in the description box below. All right, so Gemini, today we'll take a look at the overall main theme or energy for the month of July, as well as your greatest strengths, fullest potential, action steps that you can take to help you move forward in your highest good. We'll get messages from your guides as well as connect to an outcome or a celebratory energy. Now, right away here intuitively, Gemini, I do feel a lot of you have been putting on your thinking caps. You have been thinking of making a move, making a decision. There could be something that you've been weighing up, going a little bit back and forth. I feel with that Capricorn full moon energy, there's something here that is coming to the surface. Some sort of hidden truth or secret knowledge, we'll call it. Something that you didn't have access to, you do have access to now, and you're able to see the bigger picture here. And that is your main overall energy for the month of July, is seeing the bigger picture. Now, some of you, you may have felt stuck in career. You may have felt stuck in a relationship. This could be health. I am getting here that you weren't quite sure how to move forward, but you now have the information, the tools, the intuitive guidance in order to make something happen or to embrace a change that you've been wanting to embrace for quite some time. So when you're able to see the bigger picture, some of you are also quite intuitive, I'm getting here, Gemini, and you may have had access to your Akashic records, to your divine blueprint. A lot of you have been meditating, connecting with your guides. I feel like you've been doing spiritual and meditative practices that have helped you connect more with your intuition. But I am getting here an overall broader perspective, and you're taking a look at things from all different angles here. And they're also showing me the giraffe. So some of you, you may have a giraffe that is your power animal, or you may be connected to the giraffe in some way. Perhaps maybe you live in Africa and you've recently seen a giraffe. Please take this as it resonates, but I am getting here support, divine protection, and guidance. Now let's take a look and see what areas this might be in your life and what else we need to know. We're going to clarify with the tarot here, this Sagittarian energy. There's the intuition. There's that card that we were just talking about here, is you opening up to that secret knowledge that is available to each and every one of us. And I say secret in the form of, I feel like it may have been hidden or suppressed or put on the back burner. Sometimes we second guess our intuition, or sometimes we silence our intuitive hits, but you're not doing that this month, Gemini. I feel like something is coming in and you have a greater sense of understanding and you have a greater sense of awareness. So this is really quite powerful. Gemini, you are going to make some decisions that come from the heart. When I'm tuning into this eye, this third eye, it's bright and green. Now, some of you have green eyes, but I'm also feeling the energy of green, which is the heart chakra. So you could be making some decisions, some very decisive decisions, because your intuition is opening you up to see things that you were not able to see before. Now, I'm feeling that some of you have been doing some inner reflecting, and you've been taking your role in healing or your responsibility or something you've taken into accountability, which is very, very mature of you, Gemini. It's very wise, very bold, but I feel like you're able to see how you have affected the situation as well, or the role that you played. Now, I'm not saying you were, the wrong or in the wrong, or you were the bad guy or anything like that. Maybe you were. Please take it as it resonates. But I do feel here, Gemini, that there's this energy that you're able to see, tap into, and understand that you didn't have access to before. And this could even be someone else, because I do feel the someone else could be that you're seeing right through them, is what I feel here, because I'm getting a little bit of that Seven of Swords energy for you as well. Let's get one more card to clarify. Now, Seven of Swords can be hidden truths. It can be deceit. Okay, well, here's the Eight of Swords. So you're moving on from that Seven of Swords because this can be self-sabotage and it can be self-doubt. You may have doubted a situation or how it was going to turn out. I feel like you may have been second guessing or you may have silenced that intuition, but there's something you're able to finally see here. You're seeing the big picture because you're taking off a blindfold, and there could have been self-sabotage, and now you're able to say, wow, Gemini, I realize I've been sabotaging this situation based on an experience that I've been through in the past, or based on some sort of conditioning that I've had to endure, maybe some childhood wounding, maybe someone was manipulating, or I felt like I didn't have control. The blindfold is off now. And look at that. The blindfold is off and you're opening up to your true heart's desire. You are getting in alignment with your inner truth here, your inner soul. And when this Eight of Swords shows up, I feel like you're going to send that self-doubt packing and your confidence is going to return. So what are your greatest strengths here in the month of July? This Capricorn energy, which is all about stepping up and taking the lead. Even though we have that full moon in Capricorn, Capricorn is a step up and lead type of energy. So if you weren't able to see it, Capricorn comes in and rips off that blindfold, right? And they say, wake up, here it is right in front of you. And sometimes it feels like a rude awakening with Capricorn. Sometimes it can feel like an unexpected awakening. But for a lot of you, Gemini, I feel like you actually knew this all along because you have the intuition card here. So this is time for you to make a big change when it comes to maybe your career, your business, stepping up and maybe writing that book that you've put on hold, or starting or opening that business or that YouTube channel or that Etsy shop. This could be stepping up and taking the lead when it comes to love, when it comes to a major relationship or a major turning point in a relationship with a family member, right? You may be speaking out, and some of you may have been letting the egos or the pain or the hurt or the conditioning interfere with what the connection really was on an energetic level. And when it comes to health, you may be making some drastic changes because in the month of July, there's so much going on in the planets. And I've been getting downloads and messages for the month of July for many, many months prior. And this is a turning point, literally a turning point for the mid-year pretty much. But also, even though, yes, we're a little past that turning point, I feel July, it's a seven month, and we are also in a 7 year, 2023. When you break that down as 7, and 7 is all about wisdom, insight, reflection, awareness, and spirituality. So this is the month that you may be stepping up and opening up a new spiritual practice, or you may be starting to meditate more, personal, professional, it doesn't matter. You're embracing the energy. So your greatest strength this month, Gemini, is to step up and lead, to stay decisive when it comes to your intuition nudging you towards a new direction. This is about you saying, yes, I'm open to this opportunity. Let's see what this means for you. What is it that you need to step up into, Gemini? What do you need to step up into? What can help you out at this time? All right, we have here the Hierophant. Beautiful. This is unconventional thinking, right? Because there's been something that you've been taught that has been ingrained and taught over and over and over. Maybe you were told that you have to work super hard to get what you want. Maybe you were taught that you have to work long hours because maybe that's what your father did, and your father's father and your father's father's father, right? Perhaps you were taught by your religious beliefs that you have to stay in a relationship regardless of what's going on in it. Even if it's abusive, even if it's toxic, you stay in it, right? For others of you, it could be you were taught fight or flight. Maybe you were taught to survive because that's all you knew. You're taking a look at this on a deeper level, and you are going I don't want to say the unconventional path, but what you're doing is you're taking accountability for some of the conditioning that was impressed upon you by experiences of the past, and you are now saying, I have the power. You hold the power. You're the manifester of your world, Gemini. You have the power here to choose a new path, to believe in something else, to make that choice to do things in a new way. Because I have here with the Hierophant, Yes, you have traditional teachings, and there's wonderful things that can come from traditional teachings, but there's also things that can sabotage and hinder, and that's what you're taking a look at. And that's what you're going to step up and say, hey, that's not working for me anymore. I'm going to see the bigger picture, and I'm going to see I'm not limited. I don't have to just settle. I don't have to have a narrow-minded thinking. That's why you are seeing the bigger picture in the month of July here, because you're realizing that you have more opportunities and more abundance available to you that maybe you were told you didn't have. Maybe you were taught you have to go to college and get a good job because that's the only way you're going to make a good living. And maybe you're saying, well, you know what? No, I don't have to go to college for 10 years. Perhaps I want to choose my soul's path, and I want to go travel, and I want to vlog my adventures, and I want to post them on YouTube, and I can make a living doing that. Yes, it may be the unconventional approach, but you may have had to take a deep dive into your belief system to come up with this truth for yourself, Gemini. And that's just an example. Some of you that may resonate more so. Now, your fullest potential in the month of July is being real. Being real. This is that Seven of Swords that I was tuning into. It's being real with yourself, because that Capricorn energy, that full moon that we're ushering in, which depending on when you're watching this, that full moon lands around the third or so of July. And that Capricorn energy says you got to get real with whatever has been holding you off your path, or whatever has been deferring you or deterring you or hindering your progress, your success, or your growth. This is about you getting real with what your truth is, and maybe resetting some of those beliefs or priorities so you can move forward in a new direction, one that is more happy. I'm getting happiness for a lot of you as well, because that's been missing or lacking. Where's the happiness? So many times we hear, how are you doing today? Or we hear, how's the job? Or how are you? You know, no one ever asks if we are happy. And that's something you should have at the top of your priority list. And of course, happiness isn't always, it's not just unicorns and rainbows, and we should be, smiling and happy and bubbly at all times. We got to be real with ourselves. But for a lot of you that have been missing that play, that's what I'm talking about, that play, because there's been so much seriousness. And that's what I mean by this happiness. So you're getting real with yourself. That's your fullest potential, because once you see the realness within you and your soul's truth, that can offer you the next steps. And that's what we're going to go into, is the action steps that you can take to move towards your highest good. For some of you, okay, we're going to get raw, blunt and honest here, Gemini. Some of you need to cool those jets, cool those emotions. Some of you may be dealing with an Aries as well. This could be an Aries. It could be something regarding someone of control or power or authority. You may feel like they have control over you and you just do not like it, Gemini. There could be a power play or a power struggle. This could be someone else's emotions or yours. Some of you may be feeling triggered. So action steps, cool those emotions. If you are in the midst of a heated argument or the energy of coming together just as a colliding, right? It's like two of these rams coming together and just locking horns, and you get nowhere. A lot of times when we fail to communicate in a relationship and it gets heated right away, it's because of the energy that you go into in that dynamic. There is lack of safety, and we don't feel that we can express ourselves without being attacked, right? And that's a big thing. We tend to go into a dynamic and we tend to roll and spin round and round with someone because fight or flight immediately is already up even before the first word is out. And that is a sure setback to a failed communication. Okay, it's just going to end up in a very big argument. It's going to end up in maybe some heated words, some angry words, some bitter words, and it may leave someone putting a foot in their mouth, right? So the message for you to heed this month, Gemini, the action step is to step away if emotions get heated, and to come back and revisit when you feel safe and when you feel secure and you feel like you can let your defenses down, because someone has their guard up here for whatever reason. Someone has their guard up. Now, I am also getting here someone is dealing with the Emperor, and that Emperor energy is someone of authority. It could be governing agencies. It could be father influencing. It could be some inner child wounding that deals with maybe an emperor or a father, or someone who is controlling or dominating in your world. Maybe it was a partner, a brother, an uncle. It doesn't have to be male. For a lot of you, it could be. But this is about taking a deep dive into the why, getting to the root of the problem so you can feel more safe and secure as you communicate and communicate more efficiently. What else do we have here? This could be, like I said, someone else or you. Roles could be reversed, but what else do we need to know as far as action steps so you can move towards your highest potential? What do we need here to understand? The Lovers. So some of you, this is a cycle that is haunting you. It could be a choice, okay? The Lovers can be a choice card. It could be Gemini. Some of you may be dealing with a Gemini as well. Or, well, you are Gemini. You're a Gemini. Some of you could be dealing with another air sign. I'm getting here as well, specifically to Geminis. But this can be you making a choice, and it haunts you at times because emotions get so heated, and there could be a lot of anger. There could be unresolved anger between you and another person, or between, excuse me, or between you and yourself and I, right? That's why you're doing some deep Hierophant work. You're going within and taking a look at what you believe to be true of this situation. And you may have to dive into that heart center, as we talked about with the High Priestess. Trust your intuition and make some choices that are aligned with your truth. Be real, be raw, be open. There is a difficult conversation I feel has to be had, but you're not going to be able to resolve or settle if you go in with your swords blaring, right, Gemini? If you go in and you have your defenses up, that energy is already set up for failure. You have to cool those jets, or make sure someone else's jets are cooled before you have the talk, or before you communicate or ask what it is that you want, because I feel like there's just someone button heads here. Now, I don't know who this is for you, but I do feel like it's someone who you're emotionally connected to for a lot of you. All right, and then we have here lighten up, Leo. Some of you may have Leo in your chart, or you could be dealing with a Leo. Now, Capricorn comes in and offers you that strength to be able to push through obstacles. But I sense that a lot of you, remember what we said earlier with that play or happiness? Something's been very serious, Gemini, very intense. And this is the month for you to lighten up, have fun, play. Bring more happiness, more joy. And you may be saying, Melissa, well, how the hell am I supposed to do that when this is happening and I just got fired and I'm fighting with my spouse and my teenager, they want to back talk, and this person over here just ran into my vehicle, right? I get that. We have these things that happen all the time, but it's how we deal with them and how we respond to them that makes the world of difference, Gemini. Lighten up. This could be something you're saying to someone around you as well. Hey, lighten up. Don't take things so seriously. For some of you, this Emperor or this Aries energy is someone else in your world that is coming on a little bit too strong. They may deal with anger issues as well, or they may have some unresolved past trauma that they need to kind of work through as well. And that could be part of a relationship lesson as well. It could be part of your role, but also remember that we are not here to fix or to change or to heal anyone. We can be a guide, a coach, a role model, an inspirational leader. We can lead a horse to water, but we can't make it drink, as you've heard me say a million times. Now, Gemini, messages from your guides here. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of who you are, Gemini, how far you've come. Be your bad self, Gemini. Be proud of the good, the bad, the ugly. Be proud, even though, yes, there's things that you've said, there's personality traits, and there's quirks, and there's things that you may not love about yourself, but love yourself unconditionally through the good, the bad, and the ugly. And some of you are having a difficult time with someone else because they're loving you conditionally, not unconditionally, or that this could be you loving someone else conditionally. But be proud of who you are, where you're at on your soul's journey, and make sure you're honoring that within others as well, even if it's from a distance. messages from your guides as well as your outcome. I feel like this is more of your guides saying this is what you can do at this time that is going to lead you to celebrations, because this is your outcome card. Release your blocks. Scorpionic energy, release your blocks. Scorpio is emotion. We go inward, right? And you have here the opportunity to really be real, to step up, to release whatever is holding you back with this Eight of Swords in order to feel more confident with who you are within your body, within yourself, within a relationship, within your career. Eight of Swords here says your confidence can and will return, but you must work on releasing some of these blocks. But first, you have to be aware of what they are. You have to be aware and take accountability and responsibility in your role. And your role is to heal. Your role is to shift your vibration and know that you don't have to just settle because something happened. Remember, life isn't happening to you. It's happening for you, for your growth, for your evolution. You have what it takes to really release and set yourself forward on this path towards love, happiness, prosperity, and success, and whatever that may look like for you. So let's take a look here, Gemini, and see how we can help you open up some new beginnings and release your blocks. And for some of you, the blocks, 10 of Coins, this can be family drama, it can be debt, it can be having and achieving your happily ever after. 10 of Coins, the block here is some sort of stability, underlying stability that you feel it could be pulled out from underneath you. And it could be based on family conditioning. It could be your family within your home. It doesn't feel stable. Maybe you feel like you're walking on eggshells. Perhaps you don't feel as supported, as confident and secure in a relationship or within a family dynamic as you once did. But you have the opportunity, Gemini, to bring this back into stability and to have the lasting security that you thrive to attain. Right? 10 of Coins is one of the most beautiful cards in tarot. The 10 of Pentacles is about stability when it comes to family dynamics, financial security, wealth, abundance, long-term goals. It's about you leaving a legacy. Now, you want to leave the world a better place than when you entered it, and you absolutely will, Gemini, but you're breaking some sort of generational wounding. It could be some trauma. This is about you taking a look and go back, look with this Hierophant and take a look and see if there's any traditional teachings that may be hindering your success, your growth, and your happiness when it comes to this 10 of Coins. Okay, when it comes to money, when it comes to your beliefs around money, when it comes to family dynamics, right? Some of you, you may feel like you're struggling with family dynamics and you feel like you're going round and round, but I feel you're taking off the blindfold. This is the month for you to really see that bigger picture so you can step up and lead. Be real with those around you. Some of you may be holding back. Okay, maybe you don't want to stir the pot. Maybe you don't want to have that difficult conversation that needs to be had. This is about you being real with yourself and the people around you. Because you don't want to fake it till you make it type of energy, or you don't want to walk around on eggshells, or you don't want to be someone that you're not, Gemini. And that's what's showing up here. And some of you, yeah, you're quite heated because someone may be calling you out, or you may be calling someone out on their behavior or their emotions, and they don't like it. They don't like it. And I do feel here that the energy is going to be a lot lighter once you do the dirty work, once you have the conversation, or once you are able to finally get through to someone. Because I feel right now, or in the past, you may have tried to have a conversation and it just, you kept butting up against the brick wall, it felt like. I do feel a light-hearted energy. There's something around the 12th, something around the 18th as well. I'm also getting here 10, which you have the 10 of Coins. So there could be 10, which represents new beginnings, endings, bringing in new beginnings. But ultimately, 10 could be a very big turning point. That could be an anniversary, could be a birthday. Let's get one final card here for you, Gemini. What else do we need to know? Queen of Cups. Yeah, this is about you having that compassionate intuition. A lot of you are able to read other people, Gemini. You may be readers yourself. You may be energy workers. but almost all of you watching have emotionally matured in ways that are beautiful. But you've had to go through some situations, but you're seeing things. Now that you have this awareness, you're saying, wow, I have matured. I have moved on from that. I have healed that. I do have the capacity or the ability or the tools to move forward when it comes to matters of the heart. I can listen to my intuition. My intuition is my ally, my friend. This is part of my navigational system here on earth, is to listen. And some of you may have called someone out because you have a built-in BS detector and your heightened senses, your spidey senses were activated, and someone got triggered here, Gemini, with the cool your emotions, or cool your jets, as we said. And this could be something that comes back around, but you're handling it in a different manner because you have matured and you have evolved. So very powerful reading here. I hope it resonates. If so, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe if you're vibing with the energy of the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in and being here, Gemini. Lots of love.